right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Fan Cave. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Call us on the Borders and Borders hotline. You see the number. It's 412-575-2600. Hit us up on Twitter at KDPomp, at Jeff Hathhorn. And Jeff joins us tonight at 93.7 The Fan. Jeff, big 2 points. The Penguins had to dig deep. Great to see youth being served. Drew O'Connor. Man, this takes me back to 16-17 when they had Rust inserted into the lineup. Kuhnhackl, Wilson, and then eventually Gensel. They need young guys. It's good to see him get minutes. He's earned some minutes, and Mike Sullivan's giving him more.
I tell you what, Penguins own Tampa Bay. Bring it on, Tampa Bay. You ain't got nothing. And all these guys that can't score against Tampa Bay. You know, they find their game. Petrie finds his game. Dumoulin scores a goal against Tampa Bay. I mean, these guys come out of the woodwork and are able to do something. Teddy Bluger, before he was traded, scored against Tampa Bay. So, yeah, I mean, listen, they're faced with the challenge, and they've answered the call. They've won a few games in a row. They've gotten themselves back into the top wild card spot, and that's all you can ask. I mean, they've found ways to win. They're going to have some tough games coming up, but, hey, they've won the last three in front of them. Yeah,
and I thought they outplayed Tampa Bay again tonight. And, you know, all of a sudden, I know this is, you know, putting the cart before the horse. However, the Rangers struggling right now, and they lost again tonight to Ottawa, which is a team making deals, yet getting better even after they trade some players and acquire others in return, like Jacob Chychrun. However, the Penguins are 8 points behind the Rangers in the third. I think it's so important to get out of a wild card if you can do it somehow, some way. And the Penguins do have 3 games left with New York head-to-head. I know it's a long shot, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, and some of those are coming up pretty soon. I think there's a game next week against the Rangers. Yep. And, you know, you go from being in 10th place a couple of days ago to now, you know, you're talking about being in the top 6. So, and I think this is going to play out. Listen, I think that a couple of those teams, you'll see a team or two slide off, but I think a couple of those teams are going to stick around that are around the Penguins or below. Here's the good part of that. I really believe this. They're going to have to earn it. They're going to have to fight all the way until the end. And sometimes you could take that playoff mentality into the actual postseason and ride a little bit of a crest. We'll see how this season plays out. But again, it's been a good, 6 days for the Penguins.
Yeah, I thought at one point the Sabres and Red Wings would be two teams surging. They're sort of stumbled of late. Boston just continues to be unbelievable. Tonight they blew out Buffalo 7-1. They acquired Tyler Bertuzzi. Just a few days ago, it was Garnett Hathaway, Dmitry Orlov. I mean, the Bruins and Rangers have the 2 best rosters as I see it.
Doesn't mean that they're going to be champions.
True.
I mean, Bruins are still going to have to earn it. Listen, how can you look at what Boston has done and not think that they're a prohibitive favorite to win the Stanley Cup? But once you get in that postseason, an injury or two happens. You know, something. You know, maybe you start feeling a little pressure because you're the overwhelming favorite. Sometimes that can get to teams. Again, I'm not discrediting anything Boston has done, and you're right. And listen, how many times have the Penguins traded for a couple of big names, and it just hasn't meshed together? There's no guarantee that with the Rangers that it's all going to come together and mesh, even though they have all those big names.
All right, we have more to get into. We will do that. We open up the phone lines right now, so join the conversation right now if you can. It's 412-575-2600. Also, when we come back, we'll talk about the quickest strikeout I've ever seen in Major League Baseball. It involved the Pittsburgh Pirates today. We'll do that and your calls right here live, Pittsburgh CW and simulcast on 93.7 The Fan.